Vinyl Tag 2025. And I'm doing it in 2025 just because I've done it that way for years. Doesn't matter, probably not, but special shout out to the Pretty Green Vinyl guy, Edward, for doing this. And near big shout out. I just want Tales from the Crate, Andrew. He had done this for years. Really, he was kind of really, he would put it out every year for a long time. And that was the only tag we had for a number of years. And then it's kind of morphed into a million different tags, which is fine. I mean, tags are fun to do. And if you want to start a channel, tags is a great way to do it. It just is. And now there's all these different options. In fact, that's a world tag that I may do. Some people say, hey, do it. I just have to decide, anybody really want to do world tag? But it's fun. So, though there was a soul tag that sounds really cool that I do need to do. But this is vinyl tag. It's the one where it's a variety of different things. 20 different questions that I generally screw up one way or the other. So let's just get this going. Best purchase from 2024. Could be new or old. My best purchase was Ngozi family. Ngozi. That's how he says it. Ngozi. Which means danger. This is Day of Judgment. This is one of the greatest Zamrock albums. It was one that was one of the first ones really to be to have represses made of it. Now I got this from Noble Records. And very rough vinyl. It is. It's hard to play, but see, I had already had a repress of it. I used to have a better repress. It was a 2-album set that I lost in the flood. This is the album that introduced me to Zamrock. Oh, wow. I don't know, 7 years ago or so. And this came out in a 2-album set. And a guy in a record store said, I was looking for Fela Kuti. He goes, you need to try this. Blew me away. But this is an original. Super excited that I have this in my collection. I mean, this cover's just taped up to all get out, but by far my best purchase. Thank you, Dylan, Noble Records, for getting me or selling that to me online. Best album from 74. It's now 2025, so we're going to go best album from 75, 30 years ago. I already did 74 last year, so you don't need to see it again. But in 75, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here came out, and this was my favorite album. This is oftentimes my favorite Pink Floyd album. I'm going to just say this is my favorite Pink Floyd album. It kind of jumps around. I love this group, but this phenomenal album, Wish You Were Here, came out that year. Used to have an original. Someday I got to get an original again. An album that defines a genre. Well, The Witch, Introduction. This is classified really as the first Zamrock album. This is where it started. And that genre, Zamrock, lasted 2 years, maybe, possibly 3. Then it all changed to disco. Zambia, the copper market went to hell. So suddenly no one had any money. They couldn't buy records anymore. And they shut down. There was curfews because, everyone was going nuts because there's no money, no nothing. Unemployment sky high. But for a couple years, they had money. They were buying records. And Zamrock came about, and this was Zambia's own music that they wanted to make. So this is the first, and this is an outstanding album, The Witch, Introduction, the beginning of Zamrock. Favorite genre. Let's move on to number 4, best band from your home country. Wow. A lot of people, believe it or not, I'm from the U.S. I know my accent sounds like I'm from someplace else, Nebraska. But from the U.S., I'll just say favorite band the Velvet Underground. It's hard, but this band probably is my favorite band. It just, so many bands started because of these, or this is used as an influence. They really had 4 albums with Lou Reed, then a couple more. I don't care, whatever it is, I like them all. I have a lot of bootleg CDs of the Velvet Underground. I just find them magical. I came to them late, came to them in the mid-'80s. I bought some reissues that were coming out at that time, and I became hooked. And yeah, by far favorite band. And yeah, from the U.S. Number 5, an artist you miss dearly. I don't. I mean, you die. It just, that's life. I mean, there's tragedy. Sometimes they die self-inflicted. Sometimes someone else kills them. Old age. I really don't. I miss my dad. Yeah. But an artist, I'm not attached. I'm not emotionally attached to any particular artist. They're not changing my life. I love their music. But to say I miss them dearly or anything like that. At first, when I heard artists, I thought, well, gosh, I liked Andy Warhol. He was an artist. I like Picasso. He was an artist. I kind of miss their stuff, but I'm not emotionally attached to them either. So, I really can't. I'll just say, I really love Lux Interior. The guy cracks me up, man. I never got to see him in concert, and I really wish I would have. That would have been fun. But no tears shed. I was bummed when Johnny Cash died, but it's not like I miss him dearly. No. So, okay, I'm a cold-hearted bastard. I don't miss anybody dearly. No one's changed my life like that. My family changes my life. Next question, best live album. Well, best live album, best live movie, Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. This is the reissue from this year. This captures the band so well. It puts it all together. It's funky. It's fun. It has such groove to it. Just, it shows what this band could do, and it is done just to perfection. Beautiful, beautiful album. Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. Best live album. Brings us to number 7. If your partner dumped you, what would you play? The first person I really dated seriously, I married, and now we've been married for 42 years. She doesn't like music. I don't like the Hallmark Channel. If she says white, I'll say black. It's a classic case of opposites attract, but we're still together. But if something happened, here's what I would play. Now, there's just specific songs on these albums. So the first one, you need 2 albums. There's 2 albums you got to play. The first one is you're going to play some Rammstein. And you're going to play this album because it has Du hast mich, which is you hate me. I think that's just a great way. I mean, that's kind of what's happened. So, du hast mich, you hate me. And it's a pretty freaking cool cover, isn't it? There's more. Every member's like this when you look inside. So, really great Rammstein album. Love that album, Du hast mich. Now, but you have to follow that up because, okay, so right now you're really bummed out, but then it's kind of, what? I'm going to move on with my life. I'm going to put on Tom Petty and Don't Come Around Here No More. Right there's the open door. Just don't come around here no more. You hate me? Fine. Don't come around here no more. So Tom Petty gives us that one. So thank you. 2 important albums there in case you break up. Remember those, please. To number 8, best sounding drums on an album. Well, gee whiz, couldn't you go all over the place on that? I have picked this artist, though. Tony Allen. And you're saying, damn straight, that guy's awesome. How could you get any better? It's hard to. Tony Allen was the drummer for Fela Kuti, especially during his Africa 70s and a little bit into Africa 80, I believe. That man does drums, and he creates rhythm. He creates hypnotic rhythms. Fela Kuti without Tony Allen is just kind of flat, man. This guy was incredible. Holy cow, could he play drums, he could play percussion, and he just laid down a groove, a very hypnotic groove. So Tony Allen, best drummer. Go Tony. Oh, let's see, so I don't forget any of these. A favorite artist who's a member of two or more bands. All right, Dean Wareham. Dean Wareham was in Galaxy 500, an absolutely incredibly good band from the late 80s into the very early 90s. It was a three-piece band, very loud. Just a lot of feedback and noise that went on, but there's also just this melody happening. So Galaxy 500 was his first band that I have that's recorded. He might have had some other garage rock bands, I don't know. Then he came up with Luna, and he had a member from the Chills was on here, a member from the Feelies was playing on here. This was a great band. Is an incredible, and they went into the early aughts, and they have a number of different albums. One of my all-time favorite groups. This is Bewitched, which is just an absolutely stunning album. It's their second album. But yeah, I absolutely like this. So that was his next group. Then, you know, as Luna went, they brought in a new bass player. The bass player, her name was Britta. Dean and Britta got together and they married, and so they have the group Dean and Britta. And this just sounds, when you think of Lee Hazelwood and Nancy Sinatra, it has that similar feel. Incredible stuff. I really love this group. Those two make beautiful music together. I just showed a Christmas album that they did with Sonic Boom. I don't know if that would be included in a group, but we're not including it. And then Dean Wareham also has produced solo albums, and this is one of his solo albums. This one came out in 2020, and it is I Have Nothing to Say to the Mayor of L.A. Well, it's good to know. Nothing to say to them. So, Dean Wareham. Moving on, we have Beatles or Stones? Beatles or Stones? Beatles or Stones? What? I'm trying to think. I did best bands of the UK. I did a video on that, and I put Rolling Stones as better than the Beatles. Man, got some backlash on that one. I got backlash on that whole video. It's one of the greatest videos ever. Love that video. But if I had to pick Beatles or Stones, I would pick Pink Floyd. Because this is what I listen to. I like the Beatles. I have the Beatles. I like the Stones. I have their stuff up to about 1980. Then it kind of, whatever. Pink Floyd, all their albums I like. Okay, their last couple maybe not so much. But this is the group that I'll play again and again and again over the Beatles, over the Stones. I just think they're wonderful. And so, yeah, I changed the rules on that one, but it's just the truth of it all. You found a bag of weed, what would you listen to? If I found a bag of weed, I wouldn't even know what the hell it was. I would, you know, Ben Rankin, he brought out oregano and basil. I would cook with it because I wouldn't know. That's how I would be. It's like, which is this? Is this something I cook with in food? I guess you put in brownies and stuff like that. Never tried the stuff. I've never even tried a drug in my life. The most I take Excedrin migraine. Okay, that's kind of powerful when I have to. So that's the only thing I take. I leave. So, but by listening to everyone else, and I obviously know the effects of drugs and what this does, it mellows you out and everything. I think if you took a bag of weed, if I'd had a bag of weed, I should pull this out. The Partridge Family, Sound Magazine. It just may sound good. It just may change my mind. This may be the best sounding record if I'm baked. It just very well could be. But another album, and this came out this year, and this He was baked the whole, this is Billy Strings album. And yeah, Highway Prayers. A lot of the songs on here deal with marijuana. And he's a big proponent of it, and he firmly admits he smoked a lot of pot while making this. So this does seem to be the perfect album if you're going to smoke pot. I'll go the Partridge Family. Everyone else hit this one up. Oh Lord. Okay, we have number 12, an album from the 80s you still listen to. I love the 80s is my decade, so I listen to tons of music from the 80s. See, you got Rain Parade up there. I got, I'm trying to see, some of the stuff's hidden. But I have a lot of stuff. College rock is the 80s. College rock just took off in the 80s. You had your Django Pop. You had your goth came out. Post-punk was there. I mean, there's so much great stuff. One of my favorite albums from the 80s that I can listen to again and again and again, The Waterboys Fisherman Blues. I listen to this at least once a month. Constant. It is just an absolute favorite album. It brings me joy. It makes me feel great. I love this album to death. 80s is my decade. Yeah, by far, I probably have more 80s stuff than anything else. We have question number 13. Artist whose political stance soured you. I could care less. And I listened to Vinyl Richie, and he had, my point of view is exactly like his. I don't care. I mean, everybody has a political stance. It happens, and you're making songs about it. That's fine. I mean, a lot of people, Ted Nugent, I can't agree with him, but you know what? I love Stranglehold. I mean, it's like, well, I'm not going to play Stranglehold anymore because of that freaking guy. No. His point of view is his point of view. It's not influencing me. I don't need someone preaching to me, but they don't influence me. And, Bob Dylan, I mean, he was political. He pissed off all kinds of people. And people say, hey, that guy, or John Lennon. The conservative side, those guys must suck. No, they don't suck. But it goes the same way on the conservative side. They don't suck for making music. That's their views. Have your own views. Don't let people influence you. No musician's going to influence me, that's for sure. So, yeah. Who cares? Oh, yeah. All right. That was fun. Number 14, show a favorite record label. Well, all right. A favorite record label. Ricky Ilaganga. Okay, we're back to Zamrock again. My God, it seems like I like a lot of that. But this was so neat. So this is, again, an original. Beat the piss. From Ricky Ilaganga, one of the very best Zamrock albums you can ever get. It is reissued. It is well worth getting, but this is the Zambia label. Also has Luisi's collection. I have no idea. But there is the Zambia label. That's Ricky Ilaganga, Zambia label. This label was formed by the government because Zambia, they didn't want to play any European music. So they needed to have music from their country. They just need someone to record it. So they formed a record label, Zambia. And they began recording artists. Now, a lot of the artists would go to, like, France and England to record. But Zambia label was where they were doing it there at the start. So that's recorded here. Important label when it comes to Zambia. This is the start of it. So, yeah, that is so damn cool. Ricky Ilaganga. Alrighty. I run of 3 great singles. I could go all over the place, but we'll take Girlfriend. And this came out in 1991 from Matthew Sweet. On here, we have 3 great singles. The first 3 songs. Divine Intervention, I've Been Waiting, and Girlfriend. All of them were singles. All of them sound great. This is one of these, to me, a perfect power pop album. It's just gorgeous. One I played to death. I had it on CD because you couldn't get it in vinyl at the time, but loved this album to death. Still an all-time favorite. 3 great singles. And that was number 15. Number 16, record store day purchase you consistently listen to. Okay. I don't listen to all my record store day purchases a lot. Some of them, especially some of the psych stuff, that was okay. It didn't get me excited, but Luna, Penthouse. So I've already talked about Luna of Dean Wareham. This is their greatest album. This came out on record store day. I love every single song on this album. It is so wonderful. It's just contagious. I play this all the time. All the time. Also on record store day, I got Songs for Drella from Lou Reed and John Cale, and I play that one constantly. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, record store day. There is some really good stuff that I will play a lot, and there's a lot that, you know what, it's shoved in there. But that's with every. Look at all the albums. Yeah, that happens to all the albums. There's certain ones though we go to. Brings us to, oh, you could be reincarnated as an artist, dead or alive. Who would it be? I don't want to be. If I'm going to be reincarnated, I want to be back as myself. I like my life. I like myself. That's what I'm happy. I really don't want to be an artist. Why would I want that? I just all the crap that goes on, yeah, and all the temptations that they have. There's so many tragic stories about it, you know. And some seem happy and doing well, but no, I zero interest of being a musician and being brought back that way. Yeah, I think if I'm going to be reincarnated, why don't you bring me back as one of those that a person that just received a $1 billion inheritance, and then I can just do whatever I want, buy some cars and stuff, but not have to work or have that kind of pressure. That's the way I'll go. But zero interest. If I had to pick one, I'll say I'll come back as Gene Simmons. I could be the world's biggest prick, but also one of the greatest businessmen and know how to make money out of anything in the world. So, I mean, that guy just sees, we can do this and sell this, and he doesn't. So, but I don't want to be anybody. He did have a great tongue, right? That takes us to number 18, best 3 lines in a song. Okay, I'm going to give you more than 3 lines because this thing, to me, it is probably one of the most powerful songs ever made, honest. And this came off Drive-By Truckers, and this is their album American Band. And this whole album, it's very political. So you talk about politics, that's what's on here. It is done so well, but they have something to say. And this one is about, it's called The Guns of Umpqua. Umpqua, I think I'm saying that right. It was a school shooting. And it is the most marvelous music, the most marvelous melody, the most beautiful song. But the lyrics can bring me to tears. It's so powerful, and it pisses me off to no extent that nothing's ever done about school shooting. I mean, it's just, we accept it. We accept it in our society. Going to happen. Not the gun's fault. So there we go. There's my politics. Okay, so here I'm going to read you a few of these lines on here. I see birds soaring through the clouds outside my window. Smell the fresh paint of a comfort shade on this new fall day. Feel the coffee surge through morning veins from half hour ago. Hear the sounds of shots and screams in the hallway. And it just gives me chills. It goes through a couple more lines talking about everything. Then he goes, now we're moving chairs in some panic mode to barricade the doors. As my heart rate surges on adrenaline and nerves, I feel I've been here before. Made it back from hell's attack in some distant bloody war, only to stare down hell back home. Ah, jeez. Tell you, I have a hard time with this song. But it's so good. Finally, you know, it goes to the last lines here. And, you know, he's just talking about life, talking about, he goes, the sun burned the fog away, breeze blew the mist away. My friend Jack just had a baby. I see birds soaring through clouds outside my window today. Heaven's calling my name from the hallway outside the door. Heaven's calling my name from the hallway outside the door. I have a hard time with that one. That's to me the most powerful song. It upsets me, but it's done so beautifully. And it's something that keeps happening. Nothing ever happens. You know? Not right. So, favorite lyrics. And just powerful. Powerful. I play that album a lot too. A lot. Very political on that one. But they got something to say. And I like that. And that's where any politics, we're conservative, whatever, that's okay. You got something to say, it's all right. Don't have to agree with it, but say what you need to. Final one. Oh, nope, number 19. An album you never tire of. An album I never tire of. I am in love with this album. I never have been bored of it. This is First Boy on the Moon. First Boy on the Moon. It's their very first album. It's a beautiful album. They have some songs on here that are inspiring. I mean, there's one of them that just, the actual song, First Boy on the Moon, reminds me of my grandson, talking to him, just saying, you know what, you can do whatever. Don't worry about other people. You're you and you're great. It's just this is such a wonderful album. I love this thing to death. I think it's great. Stuff from David Pedrosa, who made it. It has never been put away. It never will be put away because I play it all the time. Final one, favorite VC channels. I've been doing this for, 7 years, 8 years. I don't even know how long. So I can't really, you can't say a favorite VC channels. There's ones I've watched for years, that's still, James Griffith. I've watched him for years since I started. He supported me. Vinyl Richie, I've watched him for years. He supported me. You have guys like that just when I was starting, they were there for me and pushed me and helped me. And I think those are important channels. I have people like Melinda Murphy. She's been good. There's so many channels out there that support me. And so to say, it's too hard to do. I like my channel a lot, I guess. Maybe that's my favorite, my channel, and Radio Wasteland, because we have our podcast. We do that with Jim Gleason. So, Radio Wasteland is my favorite channel because that's Jim's channel. There's just great people that support me, and I hope my job is to support other channels too. That's important to me. So that's what we got. That's Vinyl Tag. Man, I went along and I was going to do this in under 15 minutes. Damn it. Oh, well, that's the way it is. Thanks for dropping by doing this. It's happy. I hope you had a happy new year. Happy 2025. Let's do it. And make your New Year's resolutions on how you're going to buy less vinyl and then absolutely not do it. That's my plan. Thanks, everyone. Bye.